Is it ever possible to know if counsel is wise counsel? How did Draupadi know? This is a tough one. And I find that it's my karma to often have a kind of a have a tendency to bring people into my realm or attract people, or we attract each other who have been burned in the past. Like you thought you had a wise teacher or wise counsel, and it turned out not to be the case, and you only come to find it out later. And that's very painful. And I say burned intentionally because, of course, it makes you hesitant and rightly cautious to take advice later on. And maybe that was a teacher position, maybe it was somebody, maybe it was a parent, um, or another kind of adult figure in your childhood, someone in some kind of position of authority or counsel who turned out not to be ethical, dharmic, and so on. So, how you know depends. And that's a kind of a whole other subject, but I do often in other contexts talk about taking your time to come to know, doing your research, asking around. Ultimately, it's very good to have a trusting relationship with wise advisors and counsel in our lives and wise teachers. That's something that's missing in much of modern society, and we suffer because of it. We have many people are so frozen in being able to make decisions in life and are overwhelmed, and we don't know where to get wise counsel. So it's something that we need, but it's also something that we should step into cautiously and slowly and try to avoid going after, let's say you're looking for a teacher or a counselor of some kind, an advisor of some kind. Try to avoid just going after big names and flashiness and celebrity. Um, and try to avoid experience seeking. That's a lot of what gets people into trouble, is hot experience seeking, and like, oh, I had a cool experience around that person, so therefore they must have wisdom. And one who has shakti, for example, or can provide an experience, is not the same as one who has wisdom. Sometimes those two go together, and sometimes they don't. So avoiding experience hunting, or at least not assuming that one who can kind of facilitate a deep experience or a flashy experience necessarily has wisdom or ethics on board. We tend to kind of mix that up. That's where I've seen that, get quite confused. So hopefully that's a little bit helpful. It's a big topic. And asking, once you have one kind of wise person in your realm or somewhat, well, you can just ask them. They should be comfortable freely telling you, their thoughts. Like, I'm thinking of studying with this person or spending time with that person, or seeking the advice of this person. And this is one of the reasons why I love Jyotish as well, because a person who does good Jyotish, Vedic astrology, it's very objective. It's not about their opinion. Of course, they bring themselves and their personality to the table. So you also want a Jyotishi that's ethical, but they're looking at a map of your karma. We're going to talk about that at some point today or next time. And so then you're getting advice that's about you, but it's objective, and there's no, kind of agenda on their part, ideally. But yeah, look for someone who doesn't have personal agenda. That's hard, but that's the idea. Someone who gives good advice has no agenda in their advice. They don't have anything to gain from it.